Hello drama lovers, welcome back to this channel. There are times when the entertainment world doesn't just offer smiles and cheers, but also delivers silent moments. Moments that, though unaccompanied by loud emotions, leave the deepest scars in fans' hearts. That day, the airport, usually just a place where people come and go, suddenly turned into an unplanned stage. An event no one ever wished to witness, but thousands of eyes couldn't look away. Because they knew what they were seeing was no fiction. Their idol stood still, his head slightly bowed, surrounded by security. And in the distance, a woman stood with a tear-streaked face. Tan Songyun. That afternoon, the sky was overcast, as if trying to give a sign. Shu Kai had just returned from an overseas schedule, a fashion conference in Milan where he was the face of Asian male visuals. Fans had been waiting since midday. They brought flowers, gifts, and some even dressed as characters from Shu Kai's latest drama as a show of support and love. The airport was busy, yet orderly. Everything was going as planned, until one step changed it all. Shu Kai emerged from the international arrivals gate, dressed simply. A gray hoodie, a low cap, and a black mask. There was no grand spotlight, just a few fans who recognized him instantly and gently called out his name. But something felt off. Behind Shu Kai, a man in plain clothes was speaking quickly to two security officers, pointing toward Shu Kai with a stern expression. Moments later, Shu Kai was stopped. Airport officials signaled for Shu Kai to halt. There was an issue, they said. Misidentification. Inconsistent documents. Shu Kai, as usual, didn't overreact. He stopped and nodded, trying to cooperate. But things escalated when a bodyguard from his agency rushed over and began arguing with the officers. Fans who had been cheering fell silent. Phone cameras began recording. The voices faded, replaced by murmurs of concern. What was going on? Shu Kai was then directed to exit, not through the usual VIP route, but to a special area typically used for administrative investigations. Fans began to panic. Some tried to approach but were blocked by security barricades. And in that growing tension, a woman appeared. Tan Songyun arrived alone. No assistant. She wore a light blue denim jacket, a small backpack, and dark sunglasses. At first, few noticed her. But the moment she stopped and stared into the crowd, everything changed. She saw Shu Kai. She froze for a few seconds, then quickly walked toward the crowd. Security tried to hold her back, but she calmly showed her ID and was eventually allowed to pass. Her face was filled with worry. Her steps were rushed. She pushed through the fans and stood directly in front of Shu Kai, who was still waiting for clarification. In a now viral video, Tan Songyun can be seen briefly holding Shu Kai's hand before turning to one of the officers. "Excuse me, what is going on?" Her voice was soft, but heavy with emotion. In another video, she can be seen pulling out her phone, calling someone, crying. Fans began to realize this wasn't just a paperwork mistake. This wasn't a routine issue. Tan Songyun's tears weren't part of a performance. This wasn't a stage. It wasn't a drama. It was reality, too bitter to digest. She stood there, eyes red, pleading that Shu Kai not be taken further into the investigation room. "I know him. I know who he is. He didn't do anything wrong. Please." The airport fell quiet. Even the most vocal fans held their breath and simply watched. Shu Kai remained silent. He tried gently pulling Tan Songyun's hand to calm her, but she refused to budge. She stood firm. Videos of the incident went viral on social media. Hashtags like #ProtectShuKai, #TanSongyun and #WhatHappened at the airport trended within hours. Fans began to question everything. Why was Shu Kai stopped? Why was Tan Songyun so emotional? Were they more than just fellow celebrities? Or was this related to a secret project they were involved in? Amidst all the speculation, one thing was clear. Fans were touched. Many said what Tan Songyun did was incredibly brave and genuine. She could have chosen to stay silent, but she didn't. She chose to stand. She chose to cry. She chose to beg, for someone who clearly meant a lot to her. Hours after the incident, Shu Kai's agency released a brief statement. "We are currently following up on the airport incident. There was an administrative error that caused a temporary delay. Shu Kai is safe and has returned home. We thank everyone for their concern and support." No further clarification. No mention of Tan Songyun. No explanation about the plainclothes man who first flagged the issue. Tan Songyun's agency chose silence. They merely said she happened to be at the location and acted as an individual, not as a public figure representative. That day, the airport bore witness that even celebrities can be rendered powerless by the system. That fame isn't always a shield. And sometimes, the only thing that keeps someone standing is another person who chooses not to walk away. Shu Kai may not have said a single word to the media that day. But his silence, his calm, spoke louder than 1,000 words. And Tan Songyun showed the world that not all defenses are built with strength. Sometimes, the most moving ones are the tears that fall when you can't bear to see someone you love being hurt. So what do you think, drama lovers? Was this just a misunderstanding? Or is there something bigger happening behind the scenes? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Tan Songyun and Shu Kai share something more than just friendship? Or is this a sign that someone might be trying to bring them down? See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the latest updates from the ever-surprising world of drama.